Happy day, children. This is an academic group of schools, Palikarnai branch. We are going to see grade 7 motion and time. This is part 1 video. So in our daily routine, we usually see some objects at rest and some
which
other
objects
objects
is
in
at
motion. So can you say which
moving.
or having motion? Yes, we can say table, chair or houses. These are all at rest. But also we can say some objects are moving. Some others are in motion. So we can say like a man is walking, birds fly, fishes swim, the planets revolve around the sun. So we can say that these are all the motion. So when an object changes its position with time, we often perceive an object to be in motion. So example, this here, in this picture we can see a man is walking. And time, how we can able to relate the motion with time. So that only we are going to study in this chapter. The types of motion and the measurement of speed and the time and how we can calculate the distance time graph in this chapter. So let's first see the motion. So the motion of all objects we can say not the same or of the same type. No, it's different. So we can say like an object is said to be in motion if it changes with position with respect to time. For example, a car moving on a road, a child swings. So these are all the examples we can say. So depend on this, we can categorize different types of motion. Rectilinear motion or translatory motion, or we can also say as linear motion. So a motion which is possessed by a body moving along a straight line path without changing its direction, then we can say as rectilinear motion. A motion of a train on a straight bridge, we can say, or a car moving on a straight road, or will ride bicycle on a straight road, soldiers in a parade straight road. These are all examples of rectilinear motion. Then circular motion, the motion possessed by a body when it moves along a circular path. For example, the motion of earth around the sun in a circular orbit, motion of planets around the sun, the motion of a child in a merry-go-round. These are the examples of circular motion. So even we can say as rotatory motion when it spins from a fixed axis. Next we will see periodic motion. So in this picture we can see it's a simple pendulum. Yes, so periodic motion or oscillatory motion. So the motion which repeats itself after regular intervals of time. Then we can say periodic motion. So motion of a swing, a guitar playing, to and fro motion of a simple pendulum. These are the examples we can say for periodic or oscillatory motion. Next is slow and fast motion. For example, we can say an object takes longer time to cover a particular distance. Then we call it as the object is slowly. For example, the object takes shorter time to cover the same distance. Then we call it as fast motion. For example, if you come to school at a distance of 5 kilometers from your home and while going you're using your bicycle. So it will take 25 minutes to reach. Okay, by walk 25 minutes, by bicycle it will take 10 minutes only. So then we can say like when you are coming to school by walk, we can say a slow motion. By bicycle within only 10 minutes, we can say as fast motion. So the most convenient way to determine which of the two objects is moving faster, then only we are going to compare the distance by what? By speed. By the speed of an object. So we can say the distance traveled by an object in a unit time, we call it as speed. So either we can calculate in an hour or a minute or a second, that we call it as the speed of the object. So a slow moving object we can say have a low speed, and a fast moving object will have a high speed. So how we can calculate? We can calculate speed of an object by a formula. So how we can calculate? By the distance traveled by the time taken. For example, if a car travels for a distance of 100 kilometer in 2 hours, then how we can calculate? So the distance traveled is 100 kilometer and the speed is 2 hours. So we can say as 50 kilometers. And this diagram shows the relationship between the distance, time and the speed. So we all know the average speed, total distance covered in total time. So with this formula we can able to calculate the speed of the vehicle. So when you come across a motion in everyday life, actually we can see some objects with longer distance or for longer durations of time. So if the speed of an object along the straight line moves with a constant speed, for example same speed, if a car is traveling 60 kilometer per hour for 3 hours in the same speed, constant speed, then we call it as a uniform motion. On the other hand, if the object in a straight line, not with a constant speed, in between taking breaks, then we call it as uniform motion. For example, motion of a train or motion of a bus. In between the stops it will, or some signals, it will change the speed. Then we call it as non-uniform motion. So in earlier days and all, how the ancient people have measured the time, we don't know. So it is very difficult to think how people in ancient times measure the clock, as they don't have clocks or watches or digital clocks nowadays we are using. So in order to measure, they used some natural events, like we know the day and the night, the sun pattern. So one full moon to the next full moon, then we call a month. So a year was fixed as the time taken by the earth to complete one revolution of the sun. So many measuring devices, for example sundials, sand clock, water clock, etc. So if you see the sundial, it measures the time position of the shadow which is cast by the sun. So these devices which use the sand clock from one end of the bulb to another end of the bulb. Actually, we can change the measure time by keeping it 1 minute or 2 minute, like that. So even they have used water clock, water drop by drop from one vessel to another vessel. They keep it as a water clock time interval. So late simple pendulum. So a simple pendulum we all studied like to and fro motion. So what it has, it consists of a bob, a long thread and a rigid support. So when we just move the simple pendulum, it forms a motion. The to and fro motion only we call it as motion of a simple pendulum. So who invented this? Galileo was the first person to study the motion of the simple pendulum. So when the pendulum gives a to and fro motion, okay, so that we call it as one oscillation. So this simple pendulum consists of a bob which is suspended by the rigid support. So This to and fro motion of one oscillation, we call it as one time period. So the time taken to make a one complete rotation or one complete oscillation, we call it as time period of the pendulum. So Galileo only invented this simple pendulum. So he found out that the given length always the same for complete one oscillation. So later his observation only our winding clocks, wrist watches have been discovered. Thank you, children.